Hey, what's going on guys? It's Young here, and today I'm back in our Fortnite video, and in today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys one thing specifically to do when you're building that's really going to help you guys out a ton in a lot of aspects and a lot of situations. So I'm going to be showing you guys exactly what that one thing is and the different ways you can utilize it to your advantage and help you win a lot more gunfights and a lot more games. And before we get into the video, I'm going to be giving away 2,000 V-Bucks. So if you guys want a chance to enter this giveaway and win some free V-Bucks, all you guys need to do is to drop a like on this video. Make sure you guys do subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications, and as well leave a comment down below of either your Xbox gamer tag, your PSN gamer tag, or Epic account. And you guys will automatically be entered into my next giveaway. So if you guys want some free V-Bucks, make sure you guys do enter the giveaway. And alright guys, let's go right to the video. Alright, so in this video, I want to give you guys one tip specifically that's going to help you guys out a ton with winning a lot more build fights and gunfights here in this season. And I know a lot of you guys, at least when I'm playing with friends or even when I'm playing myself, this tip is really going to be specifically for either, it can work for Cash Cups, Arena, or if you're playing pubs. I feel like this tip is going to be very, very effective. So one thing I've noticed is a lot of people are dying because they're getting shot out from third parties, or maybe they're in gunfights and they really don't have enough time to react, so either they box up and maybe they're getting shot from different directions, or they really just don't have enough time to go for the edit that they want to make, because especially when you're playing against keyboard and mouse players, they're able to place builds significantly quick, meaning that if you want to go for a play, if you want to make a play in this game, you have to be extremely quick with it and knowing exactly what you want to do if you want to be able to compete with these type of players. So the number one thing that you want to do that's going to be very effective is, especially one thing I noticed towards the later part of the game after the mid game, I'm usually maxed out on materials. I have 999 of everything. Usually most games, and not every single game of course, but usually the only time I really have problems with materials, it's going to be at the very start of the game. But towards the mid and late game, I'm going to have pretty much maxed all my materials. So what you want to do is you want to utilize metal to your biggest advantage possible. I'm going to show you guys three things. Yeah, I believe three things that metal will really help you do, and it can be an absolute game changer for you guys. And the first one right here is if you're in a box and you're going against another player, so you're the one boxed up, maybe you're low on HP, which you don't really have to if you're on maybe 150, and pretty much if the other player is pushing you and you're inside of a box, the reason why you want to build out of metal, for the first reason, the starting HP of metal is already higher. So almost immediately after you place a metal wall, if you just have a wooden wall there, you can break it in 2 pickaxe swings. So you hit it once, it hits half the HP, you hit it again, and then it fully breaks, meaning that you can take the wall after 2 hits with a pickaxe. But almost immediately after you place a metal wall, it now takes 3 mines to break it, and that doesn't include if it's fully built or probably 3/4 the way built. That's only counting maybe just after you get the wall placed. You have about 3 hits now in order to break the wall, meaning that if you want to try to go for some type of edit play, if you want to buy yourself just a slight amount of time more to try to make a different play, it will allow you to do so. And this is a game changer and a huge effective strategy in this game, because even if you build yourself in a 1x1 of wood, chances are it's not going to be the most effective, because someone can just jump behind the backside of your 1x1. They can mine it in 2 axes. It doesn't matter if they mine on the left side, the right side. But say if you build in a metal 1x1, and someone's trying to push you from the front, they're only going to be able to shoot you from that angle. Because if they want to try to shoot you from behind, from your left side, whatever the case may be, I think I even showed it in this video. If not, it's towards the end where I shot at a fully built metal wall. It takes literally a full clip of SMG, and I think I was using the blue SMG in this in the creative. It took me 28 shots, I believe it took me 28 shots to break one fully built wall, meaning if someone wants to try to attack you from a different angle, trying to break out from a different side, it's going to take them way too long. You're gonna have enough time to go for any play that you want to make. So it's going to buy you more time. And on top of that, if you need to get off a mini fish, you're going to have more than enough time to get that off. Obviously, you're not going to get off a med kit, but any other heal in the game, you're going to be able to get that off very easily. You could probably even get a big shot off just in time. So there's so many benefits just in that one area alone. And so going into the next point I'm going to make in this video is a lot of times you're going against people who spam, especially in pubs when I'm playing solos, people just crank up, which I'm demonstrating. This is how they look. This is how PC players look when they're cranking up their 90s, when they're cranking up their builds, just spam building everywhere. And these gunfights last forever. I mean, you're practically building up to max height against these players. So, and one thing that happens is you're very susceptible to getting shot down. I mean, obviously you're going to get shot down when you're up this high. Sometimes you don't, sometimes you do. And one thing you have to know that's very effective as well is if you have a fully built metal piece, which if you're cranking up that high, it will definitely be fully built before anyone tries to shoot you down. Otherwise, you're not going to die to fall damage. If someone shoots a rocket at a fully built metal, it doesn't matter if it's a wall, it doesn't matter if it's a cone, a wall, whatever the case may be, it doesn't break in one hit. So even if someone RPGs you while you're up in the sky, build fighting them PC players, it's not going to make a difference, because even if they hit it, even if the rocket hits that metal piece, it's not going to break right away, meaning that it's not going to break you down and cause you to die to fall damage if the bottom pieces of your build fight or whatever the rocket hits is made out of metal. It's not going to break. So getting shot down, getting third party, if that's something that happens to you guys a lot, getting shot down from every team in the game while you're in a gunfight, using metal, at least from the start, just at the very bottom, can be a very useful and effective strategy for going against other players. And so the third one here kind of ties into the one I just mentioned. So if you happen to rush a player, so you say the other player is right where the bots are in this creative game, a lot of times when you're rushing over, well, I guess a lot of times in games, you're not going to have max metal all the time. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. But it's usually better to pull this strategy where you're rushing the other player with metal, or you can even use brick if you really just trying to throw brick away. It really doesn't matter or make too much of a difference. So you can use either brick or wood to rush the other player as soon as you're ready to build up, as soon as you're ready to go against the other player and build towards them. Then that is the point that you want to use metal, so that way you're not wasting metal and you're able to use metal as much as possible in the fight that you're in. And even halfway up, if you want to switch to wood, you can, as long as the bottom pieces are connected by metal. So if someone's trying to shoot you out, they're not going to be able to do so very easily, meaning that it's going to buy you enough time to get down if someone's trying to shoot you out. And that's going to be a very effective strategy for going against other players who, of course, well, let me say other players. Well, I mean PC players who crank 90s, who just crank all the way up to sky limit all the time. And so that's just a very effective strategy, is going to, when you're rushing the other player, use wood, or you can use brick stairs. And that's usually the most effective strategy when you're rushing against another player. Is some people used to use walls back in the day, but it's a lot more effective to place ramps, and you just ramp towards the other player. And as soon as you're ready to build up, then that's the point that you want to make metal, because it's not going to do you any good is if you start using metal halfway up, but the base piece, so the piece at the very bottom, is made out of wood. All the other player has to do is just look at the wood piece, shoot that, and the whole thing breaks. So you pretty much just self-defeated yourself by using metal if the bottom pieces are made out of wood. So the bottom pieces that you're building out of have to be made out of metal. And if you want to switch to wood later on, just to conserve a little bit of metal, you absolutely can, just as long as those bottom pieces are made out of metal. Because if you switch to wood halfway up the build and someone tries to shoot it out and they shoot at the wood pieces, then you might take a little bit of fall damage, but you're not going to fall all the way to the bottom. So that's very important to keep in mind, because the whole goal of what I was trying to say there is you want to prevent fall damage, and doing that is a good and sure way to do so. So those are my 3 tips when it comes to building in this game. And you really want to build out of metal for a lot of reasons. And of course, you can't always use metal because it's not going to be a 100% available resource. And in this game, as you can see, I was building out of metal here just fine. And because a lot of times towards the mid or late part of the game, I had no problem getting metal. I mean, none at all. And I was able to easily have max, if not a 600-700 mat count of metal, and I was able to go against the other players just fine with it. But I really wanted to make this video because this tip is really overlooked. Some of you guys know to use metal in a lot of situations, but there are some specific things that I wanted to share in this video that I know can really help you guys out a lot, because getting third party, getting shot out, something that happens to the best of us, happens to me sometimes, but finding ways to prevent that is a crucial step to winning a lot more games in Fortnite. And with that being said, that's wrap it up for this video. If you guys enjoyed this video, if you guys liked it, make sure you guys do drop a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, turn on my post notifications, you guys are notified for every single new video. And alright guys, I'll see you next video.